Have you ever felt like your energy is fading faster than it used to? Or maybe you've noticed that some of the things you used to do effortlessly now feel a little more challenging. If you're between 65 and 80 years old, you're not alone in feeling this way. But here's the thing, age is just a number, and how you feel and live your life is so much more than that. In fact, if you're still doing certain things at this stage of life, you're not just keeping up, you're thriving. And that makes you a rare gem. Today, we're going to talk about 10 things that, if you're still doing them, set you apart in the most wonderful way. These aren't just habits or activities. They're signs that you're living life with vitality, curiosity, and a zest that many people half your age would envy. Whether you're already doing some of these things or you're inspired to start, this video is here to celebrate you and give you practical tips to keep shining. Let's start with the first thing that makes you a rare gem, staying physically active. Now, I'm not talking about running marathons or lifting heavy weights, unless that's your thing, in which case, more power to you. But staying active at this stage of life could mean something as simple as taking a daily walk, gardening, or even dancing around your living room to your favorite tunes. The key is to keep moving. Physical activity isn't just good for your body. It's a game changer for your mood, your energy levels, and even your brain health. Studies show that regular movement can help reduce the risk of chronic conditions, improve balance, and even boost memory. So, if you're someone who makes it a point to move your body every day, you're already ahead of the curve. Now, let's talk about something equally important, staying curious and learning new things. Have you picked up a new hobby recently? Maybe you've started learning a new language, taken up painting, or even figured out how to use that smartphone your grandkids gave you. If so, you're doing something incredible for your brain. Learning new skills keeps your mind sharp and engaged, and it's one of the best ways to stave off cognitive decline. But it's not just about the mental benefits, it's about the joy of discovery. When you stay curious, you open yourself up to new experiences, new people, and new ways of seeing the world. And that's a gift at any age. Next up is maintaining strong social connections. If you're someone who makes time for friends, family, and even new acquaintances, you're doing something truly special. As we get older, it's easy to let those connections slip. Life gets busy, or maybe it feels harder to get out and about. But staying socially active is one of the most powerful ways to boost your overall well-being. Whether it's meeting a friend for coffee, joining a club, or simply calling a loved one to catch up, these connections remind us that we're not alone. They give us a sense of belonging and purpose, and they can even help us live longer. So, if you're the kind of person who prioritizes relationships, you're not just enriching your own life, you're enriching the lives of everyone around you. Now, let's take a moment to appreciate something that might seem small but is actually huge, keeping a positive outlook. Life isn't always easy, and as we get older, we face our share of challenges. But if you're someone who can find the silver lining, who can laugh at life's little absurdities, and who approaches each day with gratitude, you're doing something remarkable. A positive mindset doesn't just make you feel better, it can actually improve your physical health. Research shows that optimism is linked to lower stress levels, a stronger immune system, and even a reduced risk of heart disease. So, if you're someone who sees the glass as half full, you're not just making life brighter for yourself, you're inspiring everyone around you. And finally, for this first part, let's talk about staying independent. If you're someone who takes pride in managing your own life, whether it's handling your finances, cooking your own meals, or simply making your own decisions, you're showing the world that age doesn't define you. Independence is about more than just doing things for yourself. It's about maintaining a sense of control and dignity. It's about knowing that you're capable, resourceful, and strong. And if you're still living life on your own terms, you're proving that age is no barrier to living fully and freely. Now that we've covered these first 5 points, let's take a moment to reflect. If you're still staying active, learning new things, nurturing your relationships, keeping a positive outlook, and maintaining your independence, you're not just getting by, you're thriving. And that's something to celebrate. But we're just getting started. There are more habits and qualities that make you a rare gem, and we'll dive into those next. So, stay with me as we continue this journey together, exploring what it means to live your best life at any age. Now that we've talked about staying active, staying curious, nurturing your relationships, keeping a positive outlook, and maintaining your independence, let's move on to the next set of qualities that make you a rare gem. These are the things that not only keep you feeling young at heart, but also inspire those around you. So, let's dive right in. The sixth thing that sets you apart is embracing technology. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Technology can be frustrating, confusing, and sometimes downright annoying. But if you're someone who's willing to give it a try, you're doing something incredible. Whether it's video calling your grandkids, ordering groceries online, or even just sending an email, using technology keeps you connected to the modern world. It's a way to bridge the gap between generations and stay engaged with the people and activities you love. And let's be honest, there's something pretty satisfying about figuring out how to use that new gadget or app. So, if you're someone who's not afraid to press a few buttons and see what happens, you're showing the world that you're adaptable, curious, and always ready to learn. Next up is giving back to your community. If you're someone who volunteers, mentors, or simply lends a helping hand to those in need, you're making a difference in ways you might not even realize. Giving back isn't just about helping others. It's about enriching your own life, too. Studies show that volunteering can reduce stress, improve mental health, and even increase longevity. But beyond the health benefits, it's a way to stay connected to your community and feel a sense of purpose. Whether it's tutoring a child, serving meals at a local shelter, or simply checking in on a neighbor, these small acts of kindness ripple out and create a better world for everyone. So, if you're someone who gives back, you're not just a rare gem, you're a beacon of light for others. Now, let's talk about something that might surprise you: maintaining a sense of adventure. If you're someone who's still willing to try new things, explore new places, or step out of your comfort zone, you're keeping your spirit young. Adventure doesn't have to mean climbing mountains or traveling to far-off lands, though if that's your thing, go for it. It could be as simple as trying a new recipe, visiting a nearby town you've never been to, or even taking a different route on your daily walk. The point is to keep that sense of wonder and excitement alive. When you embrace adventure, you remind yourself that life is full of possibilities, and there's always something new to discover. So, if you're someone who says yes to new experiences, you're proving that age is no barrier to living a life full of joy and curiosity. The eighth thing that makes you a rare gem is taking care of your mental health. If you're someone who prioritizes your emotional well-being, you're doing something incredibly important. Mental health is just as crucial as physical health, especially as we get older. It's easy to focus on aches and pains, but taking care of your mind is what keeps you resilient and grounded. This could mean practicing mindfulness, talking to a therapist, or simply taking time each day to relax and reflect. It's about recognizing when you need a break, when you need support, and when you need to celebrate the good things in life. If you're someone who takes your mental health seriously, you're setting an example for everyone around you, and you're giving yourself the gift of peace and clarity. And finally, for this part, let's talk about staying financially savvy. If you're someone who manages your money wisely, plans for the future, and stays informed about your finances, you're doing something that's not always easy but incredibly important. Financial stability gives you freedom and peace of mind, and it's a way to ensure that you can live life on your own terms. Whether it's budgeting, investing, or simply keeping track of your expenses, staying on top of your finances is a sign of independence and responsibility. And if you're someone who's willing to learn about new financial tools or strategies, you're showing that you're proactive and forward-thinking. So, if you're still managing your money with care and confidence, you're proving that age is no barrier to being smart and savvy. Now that we've covered these next 4 points, let's take a moment to reflect. If you're embracing technology, giving back to your community, maintaining a sense of adventure, taking care of your mental health, and staying financially savvy, you're not just living, you're thriving. These qualities show that you're engaged, resilient, and full of life. But we're not done yet. There are still more habits and qualities that make you a rare gem, and we'll explore those next. So, stay with me as we continue this journey together, celebrating what it means to live your best life at any age. We've covered so much ground already, haven't we? From staying active and curious to nurturing relationships, embracing technology, and even maintaining a sense of adventure, you've shown that living life to the fullest doesn't have an expiration date. But there's still more to explore, more to celebrate, and more to inspire. So, let's keep going and dive into the next set of qualities that make you a rare gem. The ninth thing that sets you apart is prioritizing your health and wellness. Now, this might sound obvious, but it's worth emphasizing because it's so important. If you're someone who takes the time to eat well, stay hydrated, get enough sleep, and keep up with regular checkups, you're doing something truly remarkable. It's not always easy to stay on top of these things, especially when life gets busy or when you're dealing with the natural changes that come with aging. But prioritizing your health is one of the most powerful ways to ensure that you can keep doing all the things you love. It's about listening to your body, being proactive about your care, and making choices that support your well-being. Whether it's choosing a salad over a sugary snack, taking a daily walk, or simply making sure you're drinking enough water, these small habits add up to a big impact. So, if you're someone who takes your health seriously, you're not just adding years to your life, you're adding life to your years. Next up is staying creative. If you're someone who enjoys painting, writing, gardening, knitting, playing music, or any other creative pursuit, you're tapping into something truly special. Creativity isn't just a way to pass the time, it's a way to express yourself, to connect with others, and to keep your mind sharp. Studies show that engaging in creative activities can reduce stress, improve cognitive function, and even boost your mood. But beyond the benefits, creativity is a way to leave your mark on the world. Whether it's a painting on the wall, a story you've written, or a garden you've tended, these creations are a reflection of who you are. So, if you're someone who makes time for creativity, you're not just keeping busy, you're enriching your life and the lives of those around you. Now, let's talk about something that might not get enough attention: staying organized. If you're someone who keeps your home, your schedule, and your life in order, you're doing something that's not always easy but incredibly valuable. Staying organized isn't just about having a tidy house, it's about creating a sense of calm and control in your life. When you know where things are, when you have a plan for the day, and when you're not constantly searching for your keys or your glasses, you free up mental space to focus on what really matters. It's about reducing stress, increasing efficiency, and making room for the things that bring you joy. So, if you're someone who takes pride in staying organized, you're showing that you value your time, your energy, and your peace of mind. The 11th thing that makes you a rare gem is staying informed and engaged with the world. If you're someone who reads the news, follows current events, or even just enjoys a good conversation about what's happening in the world, you're keeping your mind sharp and your perspective broad. Staying informed isn't just about knowing what's going on, it's about staying connected to the larger world and understanding how it affects you and those around you. It's about being an active participant in society, rather than a passive observer. And let's be honest, it's also a great way to keep conversations interesting. So, if you're someone who stays curious about the world, you're proving that age is no barrier to being informed, engaged, and thoughtful. And finally, for this part, let's talk about maintaining a sense of humor. If you're someone who can laugh at life's little absurdities, who doesn't take yourself too seriously, and who can find joy in the everyday, you're doing something truly special. A sense of humor isn't just about making others laugh, it's about finding lightness and joy in your own life. It's a way to cope with stress, to connect with others, and to keep things in perspective. And let's face it, life is a lot more fun when you can laugh at it. So, if you're someone who brings humor and joy to those around you, you're not just making the world a brighter place, you're showing that age is no barrier to living life with a smile. Now that we've covered these next 4 points, let's take a moment to reflect. If you're prioritizing your health and wellness, staying creative, staying organized, staying informed, and maintaining a sense of humor, you're not just living, you're thriving. These qualities show that you're engaged, resilient, and full of life. But we're not done yet. There's still one more part to this journey, where we'll explore the final qualities that make you a rare gem. So, stay with me as we continue this celebration of what it means to live your best life at any age. We've come a long way together, haven't we? From celebrating your physical activity and curiosity to honoring your creativity, sense of humor, and so much more, we've explored what it means to truly thrive in this stage of life. But before we wrap up, there are a few more qualities that make you a rare gem, qualities that tie everything together and remind us why this time of life can be so rich and fulfilling. So, let's dive into these final points and celebrate all that makes you extraordinary. The 12th thing that sets you apart is practicing gratitude. If you're someone who takes time to appreciate the good things in life, whether it's a beautiful sunset, a kind word from a friend, or simply the fact that you woke up feeling good, you're doing something powerful. Gratitude isn't just a nice sentiment, it's a way of life. Research shows that practicing gratitude can improve your mental health, strengthen your relationships, and even boost your physical health. But more than that, it's a way to shift your focus from what's lacking to what's abundant. When you practice gratitude, you remind yourself that life, even with its challenges, is full of beauty and meaning. So, if you're someone who counts your blessings, you're not just living well, you're living with a heart full of joy. Next up is embracing change. If you're someone who can adapt to life's twists and turns with grace and resilience, you're doing something truly remarkable. Change is a constant in life, and as we get older, it can feel more pronounced, whether it's changes in our health, our relationships, or our circumstances. But if you're someone who meets these changes with an open mind and a willingness to grow, you're showing the world that age is no barrier to flexibility and strength. Embracing change isn't about pretending everything is easy. It's about finding the courage to move forward, even when things feel uncertain. So, if you're someone who can roll with the punches and find the silver lining, you're proving that life's challenges can be met with grace and optimism. Now, let's talk about something deeply important: leaving a legacy. If you're someone who thinks about the mark you'll leave on the world, whether it's through your family, your work, your creativity, or your kindness, you're doing something that transcends time. A legacy isn't just about what you leave behind. It's about how you live your life every day. It's about the values you instill in your children, the kindness you show to strangers, and the love you share with those around you. When you live with intention and purpose, you create a ripple effect that lasts long after you're gone. So, if you're someone who thinks about your legacy, you're not just living for today, you're shaping the future in ways you might not even realize. And finally, the 14th thing that makes you a rare gem is living authentically. If you're someone who stays true to yourself, who honors your values, and who lives life on your own terms, you're doing something truly extraordinary. Authenticity isn't about being perfect. It's about being real. It's about embracing who you are, flaws and all, and refusing to let anyone else define you. When you live authentically, you give yourself permission to be fully alive, fully present, and fully you. And that's a gift not just to yourself, but to everyone around you. So, if you're someone who lives with authenticity, you're showing the world that age is no barrier to being unapologetically yourself. Now that we've covered all 14 points, let's take a moment to reflect. If you're practicing gratitude, embracing change, leaving a legacy, and living authentically, you're not just living, you're thriving. These qualities, combined with everything we've talked about earlier, show that you're a rare gem in the truest sense. You're someone who's engaged, resilient, and full of life. You're someone who inspires others and reminds us all that age is just a number. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought: small changes can make a big difference. Whether it's trying a new hobby, reaching out to a friend, or simply taking a moment to appreciate the good things in life, every step you take toward living fully matters. And if you're already doing these things, take a moment to celebrate yourself. You're doing something incredible. Before we go, I'd love to hear from you. What resonated most with you in this video? Are there any habits or qualities you'd like to work on or celebrate? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories and experiences. And if you found this video helpful or inspiring, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Together, let's keep celebrating what it means to live our best lives at any age. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Here's to living with vitality, joy, and purpose, no matter what your age. Until next time, take care and keep shining, you rare gem.